Hello guys and welcome back to Reborn with Michael Watson. Today we're talking about this Bob Proctor technique that absolutely manifested me a 100k a year job as an actor, and I'm going to outline it. Also manifested me some amazing other things in my life, and today I want to talk about it a little bit, and I want to talk about why it works really well. So make sure to like, share and subscribe. Comment down below if you have ever heard of Bob Proctor and used any of his techniques. So today we're talking about this technique. So what was it that I wanted to actually manifest? Well, when I was 18, I'd got introduced to The Secret. How many people start their sort of law of attraction and spiritual journey actually. So I've got, a lot of people may have some hate for The Secret, but I've got a lot of love for it. Started me on a really cool journey. So what happened was, I was 18, I went to go for this sort of boy band and I thought I was going to end up being in a boy band, and I didn't get it. And I was in a show at the time in London called We'll Rock You, and I come back really bummed out. A friend of mine gave me a copy of The Secret, the DVD actually, so I watched it that day in the dressing room on my laptop, and I was like, just totally sang to me. And one of the techniques that stood out in that one was a Bob Proctor technique about writing something down. And so before I go into how the technique works, which I promise you I'm going to jump into in a minute, these are the things that I sort of started to outline. I was like, I want to be a leading man in the West End, and I want to do it by the time I'm 25. I want to earn 100k a year. By the time I'm 27, I wanted a house. By the time I'm 30, I wanted to have had children and met my wife. And by the time I'm 35, I wanted to be, well, I'm not quite 35 yet, so I won't even say that one out yet. There's still time. But basically, so what happened was, he outlined a technique and it really sang true to me. He said, grab a piece of paper and write this down. He said, I am so happy and grateful now that. And what I did was, I said, I'm so happy and grateful now that I am a leading man in the West End at 25. I have a house at 27. I meet my wife and have children at 30, and so on and so forth. And this list, what you have to do is you have to write it, put all your emotion into it, feel the feelings of having it as you write it, but actually then let it go. So I was only sort of 18, 19, 20 at the time. And the maddest thing is that everything on that list came absolutely true. Just before I turned 26, I became a leading man in the West End playing Frankie Valli in Jersey Boys, earning over 100,000 a year. By the next year, I had bought my first flat as I just turned 27. After that, I met my wife. At 13, we had a lovely son and my daughter. So, and I've got another son now. And the rest of the stuff I'll come back to when that comes true as well. But what was so magical about it is everything on the list came absolutely true. Now here's why it works, I believe, and I'm going to put some science into it as well. When you write something down, this is just pure psychological science. When you write something down, you're 33% more likely to achieve it because of just the act of writing it down. Now don't ask me to go into massive details of why, but there's something that connects your brain and makes your brain really connect with the thing that you write down. And that's why it's really important to write down your goals. Have them somewhere you can see. Here's the other tip though. For this list, I wrote it, and then that book, I put it away somewhere and I forgot about it. Here's the kicker. You know, with manifestation, it's about letting go. You know, with manifestation, it's about putting your full heart and soul into that moment, then releasing it and just continuing with your life. Now, I didn't know in that moment of writing this list that I'd actually destined myself to walk that path. But it's really come back to me because I found that list not long ago and reread it, and it was just quite emotional to see that I was able to create such a wonderful life and experiences. Now, not all of it's been perfect along the way, but I hit those goals. So I'm going to ask you now, what are you going to write down? I'd actually like you to write in the comments lists the top 3 things you want to happen in the next 5 years. Write that down in the comments below, and let's help each other, and we'll come back in the next few years and comment again and say, ticked, done. I'm so happy and grateful now that. And then write it down with all your intensity, all your passion, and just live as if it's yours. Feel it, feel the emotions. As Neville Goddard says, I like to add this bit on as well, make it like a sensual sexual act, a release of energy. Feel the release of energy of that emotion come through and out of you, then let it go and just walk into life, letting it go and just knowing that that list is going to happen. I totally forgot about it and the list happened. It was only when I refound it and read it that I was like, wow. The same happens with vision boards, but this list technique was really powerful for me. What techniques similar to this do you use? Comment down below. Let me know. Have a great day, guys.